me just see about something. Let me see if I can. Cool. So it's not actually going right into my face, so that's good. This is the secret lair, Atlanta, I believe. It's either Atlanta or Arizona, but this is the mystery booster. So this one, each mystery booster includes 1 to 3 cards of rarity, rare or higher, future sight, traditional foils, and playtest cards. So I'm gonna open it now. Let me just kind of notify a few others. Okay, get it done. Get the Swiss Army knife. So as you can see, I actually have the second camera, one right over here, one right next to me. So it's actually not too bad. So, oh, sorry, it's upside down. Tape, that silver tape that they use always gets stuck on the blade, I swear. I'm gonna need to clean this. The adhesive just actually got so caked on it really badly. I think I got most of it off though. Alright. Cool. Welcome to your own personal MagicCon. So immediately we have our promos, which is stuff like the Dragon, we have Spaghetti Junction, and a few others. So I still love the Sliver art technically, because this is the Sliver, I think it was Sliver Legion is the promo in this, with this like a close to $100 card, which is nuts. Oh, here we go. Magic the Gathering Rainbow Foil Edition. I think these are the promos, so before anything, let's open these up and take a look. Wow, that did not tear properly. Okay. Got a little thank you message from him. Yeah, here are the promos. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna have to open this up. Put this to the side. Let me use scissors. So, just so you guys see which ones this has, these are actually insane cards. So, Pack Rat, all these Rainbow Foil, Shared Summons, Sylvan Offering, there you go, Sliver Legion, this is the one. Oh, and I got the Forest, nice. Oh, that's a beautiful one. Yeah, this Sliver Legion is the big one. This one, I can actually go to TCG Player, see how much it is now, because I don't know if it's increased or decreased in price, but put these guys back into the plastic wrap, because this is a great card. Like it's already a sought after one as is. So let's see, Sliver Legion. So if we look at the TCG Player. Oh wow, it actually dropped quite heavily. It is now $28.58 according to market value, which is kind of nuts. I guess a lot of people got it and just wanted to sell it, so good for whoever wanted to get a Sliver Legion. That dropped drastically. Cool. So I'm gonna keep that to the side. And then we have the Mystery Booster. Flip it upside down because there's a whole nother box in here. So. Mystery Booster 2. This little bit of plastic. Now comes the fun part. This is the booster that has, if you don't know what this has, this actually has a chance of pulling a future, I think it's called Future Foil or something like that. It actually has Urza High Lord Artificer, I believe is the chase card that is going for about 300 plus. But it's got a lot of other good ones that are just great in decks. Soul Rings, it has Krark Ironworks, a lot of good cards that can be useful no matter what. So, it's actually my first time trying a mystery booster, and I am extremely excited because I am very curious to see what I end up pulling out of them. So, now I'm going to put the box as it would usually be on display. So, little display this way. I'm gonna kind of just set it right over here, kind of parallel with the camera, and we're just gonna start opening. So, Mystery Booster 2. Very nice little packaging, admittedly. So I'm just going to cut it from the top. I'm just gonna make sure the cards are pushed down just to be on the safe side. Alright, let's start. We have Radiance Judgment, Phyrexian Missionary, Shimmering Glasskite, Fumble. So these aren't all mystery. These are actually from all these different sets. After all, some of them, a lot of them are list reprints. Archetype of Finality, Raise Dead, Grab the Reins from Mirrodin, Electrostatic Field. I actually needed one of these. This is in my Crack Sakashima deck, so this is actually one that I will keep on the side. I did not have one of those actually, so I believe Tempest Frogtongue, Indirk Stomp Shower, Crackdown Construct. Whoa, already got a mythic. This is Haunt of Hightower from... This is a buy a box, so this is 1 black, 2 black, 4 colorless. Whenever it attacks, defending player discards a card. When a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter on Haunt of Hightower. Then we have Consider. So these are the actual mystery booster cards. You can tell by the white border and the Future Sight one, which is Ball Lightning. This is a rare. Oh, this is actually creature. So it's a 6/1, trample, haste at the beginning of end step, sacrifice it. Wow, 3 red cost, and it does that much damage. Jeez. Okay. And then we have the playtest card. In this case, this is Twofer, Keeper of the Full Grip. Whenever a spell you control causes you to gain a card advantage, each opponent loses 2 life. So, if you do not know, these are playtest cards. You actually cannot legally use them. They are actually just, they just exist for fun. These are cards that just existed for a little while, and you like to focus camera. I might have to turn autofocus off. It's actually being a pain. I'm pretty sure you guys can read, right? If you can't, just do let me know. I will immediately fix autofocus. I will keep a pile for playtest cards, because I want to go through those at the end. But for now, I'm going to separate rares and mythics. So I've got low piles on my left over here. Everything else is pretty good. That was just one pack, and I already feel like it's like interesting to go through. So this is kind of cool. Set that there. I'm gonna go to pack 2. Cards pushed down. The Urza is the big chase one that I'm waiting for. Like, I wanted to get him regardless, so if I could pull him now, that'd be nuts. Alright. Nightwind Glider. Oh, I passed one. Armored Ascension. I believe that's Ikoria, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's not the right one. This is Startle. Tempest Caller. Unearth. Oh. Yeah, list print for Unearth. Crippling Fatigue. I think this is Innistrad, isn't it, for the set? Geist Blast, I believe this one is. Goblin Slide. It's actually really interesting reading these from upside down, so I'm not used to it. Strangleroot Geist. Evolutionary Escalation. Worn Power Stone? Yeah, this is from Brothers War? I think, no, that's Urza's Saga. Ooh, Earthshaker Giant, Mythic. Kitchen Finks, and Power Matrix. Okay, so let me go through these last few. So, yes, this is a Mythic from, I actually don't know the set. 4 green, or 2 green, 4 colorless, trample. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures I control gain +3/+3 and gain trample until the end of turn. So that is a really good finishing move. Kitchen Finks. It is Mystery Booster is an uncommon. When it enters battlefield, gain 2 life with Persist. It actually doesn't tell me what Persist is, so I actually do not know what it is. We have Future Sight Power Matrix. 4 colorless, target creature gets +1/+1 gains flying, first strike, trample till under. That's gross. Okay, kind of cool. And our playtest card is Pokey the Scallywag, Menace, blue-red. If you would flip a coin, you may instead roll a d20. 1 through 10 is tails, 11 through 20 is heads. If you would roll a d20, you may instead flip a coin. Tails is 1 and heads is 20. It counts as flipping a coin. That's funny. This is actually something that I might need to put in my card collection deck because it's so stupid. I love rolling dice more than I do flipping coins, even if I got my euro from my friend. Alright, pack 2 done. Interesting. 2 mythics in a row, though. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be consistently, but I mean, very fascinating. Okay. Pack 3. Alright, starting off Vizier of Remedies. Warrior Encore. This is actually one that I do have in my anti-venom deck, so this is one I'm going to put on the side. That is one I actually already used. Wake of Waves. I actually needed a proc. I've been proxying that one, so that's kind of perfect. Hada Spy Patrol. Bloodthirsty Vampire. Barrel Shadow. Interesting. You're kind of cool. You are from Ice Age? No, that's not the right one. Raging Minotaur. Fire Servant. Colony Garden. What are you? Wait. Colony Garden. Enters battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, play 0/1 green plant creature token to the battlefield, and you can just get green. So that's kind of nice if you need, like, if you research lands. I go against landfall decks all the time, so. Hunter's Mark. Tainted Wood. Interesting. Timeless Dragon. Okay, so this is a rare, so this is actually the first time we haven't gotten the mythic from that. Flusterstorm. Oh, that's kind of cool. And Search Elemental? Yeah. Whenever you search your library, scry 1. Scryfall. Whenever you scry, put a +1/+1 counter on Search Elemental. It can't be blocked this turn. That's disgusting. Mono blue. Flusterstorm. Counter target instant or sorcery spell unless its controller pays 1 with Storm. Okay. That is awesome. I actually was looking for more counter spells, so that is actually very nice. Tireless Dragon, or Timeless Dragon. Flying, plane cycling, and Eternalize. Exile this card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's 4/4 Black Zombie Dragon with no mana cost. Eternalize only as a sorcery. Interesting. Didn't know that was a thing. Cool. Nothing extremely crazy. Then Umbral Mantle has 3 cost tap. This creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, equipped with 0. Interesting. I don't know if that's going to be extremely useful for myself, but that's kind of neat. 3 packs down. Let's keep going. Being so careful just in case I just had to say that. Alright, well, these might be a little scattered. That was actually very, very funny timing. Alright, I don't know if this is the right order. I don't think they have a direct order anyway until the end, so Mind Stab, Public Execution from Core Set 2013, Magma, Falcon Wrath Celebrants, Wall of Roots, interesting, Dawn Shredder Elk, Ancient Lumberknot from, I believe, Crimson Vow, Fingerback Walker. Ooh, this is a rare. Let me read you real quick. When it enters battlefield, put X +1/+1 counters on it. Oh, because it's 2 X's on it. When it dies, put +1/+1 colorless Thopter token Applying for each +1/+1 counter on Hangerback Walker. You can just tap it for 1, or yeah, tap it for 1, you just get another +1/+1. That's kind of interesting. Ministrant of Obligation. Samurai of the Pale Curtain from, I don't remember you, but you're the same one that they came out with Blasphemous Act on, if I'm not mistaken. Coastal Piracy, enchantment from, I believe, Masks, or that's it. Deception. I can't remember the sets, man. I work with these all the time, and I still can't remember properly. Ooh, snow-covered mountain is huge. We really like those. Psychic Corrosion, and then Strife foil. Counter target activated or triggered ability for just 1 blue mana, instant, and it is actually a very nice foil. That's beautiful looking. Cool. These future sight cards are nice. And then Halving Season, which is, I'm assuming, yeah, it's 4 colorless, 1 black. This is basically, instead of doubling season, it's just the counterpart test card, I'm assuming, so that's pretty funny. Alright, yeah, that Coastal Piracy one, I gotta remember what set you're from. I gotta just keep a TCG player tab up, just to be on the safe side. You are from, Mercadian Masks. Okay, so I was kind of close with that, at the very least, so I just was thinking the word mask, like M-A-S-K instead of M-A-S-C-Q-U-E-S, because I'm normal with how I pronounce my masks. Cool. This is pack 5. We got our first snow-covered land, though. Snow-covered mountain is pretty sick, because I do use red more than most others. I believe I run blue, black, red more than anything. Temporal Isolation. Ooh, I was about to say, I always like this set. This set is, it's not Judgment, but this is one of those that I love seeing cards from. Benevolent Bodyguard. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the properties for my camera over here, because I actually need to, like, stop it with its autofocus. Bigger video. Camera control. How do I make sure you do not do autofocus? Ah, there you go. There is autofocus. I believe that's clear, right? Yeah, it's pretty clear for you. Okay, Eldrazi Sky Spawner. Neutralize. Counter target spell, hell yeah. Counter spells are always just nice. This one's from Ikoria, so pretty good. Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Cling to Dust. I believe this is Odyssey, I think is this. Price of Glory. Lesser Gargadon. Gamekeeper. Argothian Opportunist. This is Brothers War, if I'm not mistaken. Gruul War Chant. Red, green. Witch of the Moors. Okay. Do you transform? No, you do not. Collector. Ooh, what are you? Collector Oof. Oh, it's an Oof! Cool. Then Ruination. Not foil, just common. Then Mox Poison. Because this is always a fun little playtest card, so that's kind of cool. Alright, so we got an Oof. First one. Oofs, if you don't know, you can't make an Oof deck. Oofs, just there aren't many in general. This guy, activated abilities of artifacts can't be activated. That is really funny because that would be a direct counter to what I do, because I run Artifact Daleks for Cult of Skara. I just upgraded it, or I bought the cards to upgrade it. But stuff like that is hilarious because you wouldn't think an Oof would be as, like, kind of scary, but for me, that any of my friends figure out, like, how that, like, if they realize, like, that card exists, I might be doomed, because I would need to kill it. Alright, pack 6. Raffine's Informant. Moment of Triumph. Corset 2020, Spectral Sailor. I don't know that set. I can't remember. Wing Splicer. Battle Rage Blessing. I'm gonna scoot forward a little more, actually. Tortured Existence. Mono black. Black, choose and discard a creature card. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad at all, actually. Experimental Synthesizer from Kamigawa. Bloodmark Mentor from, I think, that's not Magical Legends. No, that's not. Mutagenic Growth. Noose Constrictor from Eldritch Moon, my first set that I ever tried. Cavern Harpy. Blatant Thievery. I don't know what set this is from, though. Oh, Pachuca Bog! I got another! Hell yeah! Okay, that's huge. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm putting that to the side because Pachuca Bog is always a good one. I can put that in my Cult of Scar deck now. That is massive. Pact of Negation. Counter target spell. It is 0 cost, but at the beginning of your next upkeep, pay 3 colorless, 2 blue. If you don't, I lose the game. Ooh, god, that is actually such a good one. Not bad. And then Blatant Thievery for each opponent, gain control of target permanent that player controls for 7 cost though. So if I can basically steal their big walloping beast. Rule with an even hand is a conspiracy. Start the game with the conspiracy. Face up in command zone. You can't attack with odd number of creatures. Whenever you attack, double target creature power until under. That's cool. I actually really like that. That's sick. I actually really like that one. That was actually a really good little, that was a good pack to pull from. Pachuca Bog alone is, like, major for me, because that is, like, one of the best, like, black cards, lands you can get. Especially since I go against so much, like, land recursion and, like, graveyard recursion. Like, exiling people's graveyards is always fun. I will never feel bad about it against people I play against. Alright. This is pack 7. Dawnbringer Cleric. Ossification. Enchantment Aura. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature until it leaves the battlefield. Interesting. Okay. That is actually kind of a temporary thing that you can do. Sea Scryer. Prairie's Prize. Endless Scream. Enchanted creature gets +X +0. Oh, it's X cost plus black, so that makes sense. Ruthless Knave. Okay. From Ixalan. Mog Raider from Tempest. Lair Wielder. Ironhoof Ox. Night Soil. Enchantment. Exile on 2 creature cards from a single graveyard. Put 1/1 green sapling creature onto the battlefield. Oh, interesting. Painted Wood. This is the second one I've gotten of this, actually. Mythic, what the hell are you? Okay, you are from, it looks like a commander deck. AC, Tyrant of Gyre Strait. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Interesting. Then King's Assassin. Destroy target tapped creature. Activate only during your turn. Before attackers are declared. Interesting. Okay, that's fascinating. Serpent Mythic. Yeah, you're from my commander deck. This is Pox. Each player loses a third of their life, then discards a third of the cards in their hand, and sacrifices a third of the creatures they control, then sacrifices a third of the lands they control, round up each time. That is funny. That is for 3 mana? 3 mana. That's nothing. That's crazy for how much that does. Immerstrom Battlefield. Enchantment Realm. Host creatures gets +2/+0 and have haste. Host target creature in this realm. The realm can host a number of creatures. Host only as a sorcerer. Okay, interesting. Enchantment Realm. Realms seem cool. Are those actually a thing? I've never heard of those. Might just be like ignorance on my side because I've never really done much by never heard of a realm. Enchantment Realm. No, those can't exist. I really doubt they do. Seems like a cool effect, though. Let's keep going. Opposing Vantasaur. Stir the Pride. Magic 2021, Tolarian Kraken. Dream Thrush. Ultimate price. Destroy target monocolor. That's not a bad cost for that. That's actually, let me put that to the side. I like that one. Sorry, I go against some monocolored sometimes, and that might actually be really nice. Barter and Blood. I actually have seen this used quite well. Oh, grab a second card on accident. Frenzied Fugue. Yeah, Fugue. Dragon Mage. Corset 2020, Corset 2019, Vine Mare. Kavu Predator. Crackdown Construct. Ooh, Mythic, you are a Planeswalker. Grist the Hunger Tide from... You are Modern Horizons 2. Okay, sorry, I have to turn it over to read. Green Black. One colorless. As long as he isn't in the battlefield, it's a 1/1 insect creature in addition to its other types. So, you can make him your commander in theory. Create a 1/1 black-green insect creature token, the mill card. If an insect creature was milled this way, put a loyalty counter on him and repeat the process. -2, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, destroy target creature or planeswalker. -5, each opponent loses life equal to the number of creature cards in their graveyard. Interesting, okay. That's fascinating. The art is sick on that. Hold on. Yeah, no, you gotta look at the art again on that. That is cool. Modern Horizons 2. Didn't know this card existed. Not a fan of it, because I'm not a fan of green in general, but green-black is kind of cool. Alright, Prismatic Ending. And Flusterstorm again. Got a second one of those, that's interesting. Prismatic Ending. When exile target non-land permanent, if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of spells of mana spent to cast a spell. Number of colors of mana spent. Oh, because it's a plus X. Okay. Interesting. That is actually a very interesting one. Okay. Flusterstorm. If we go over here, Future Sight card. Then Cleaver Blow. You go into the test card area. That one was interesting. That was actually an interesting little one. Mythic Planeswalker is sick as hell. Though I don't ever see myself using him, so I might just kind of have to sell him. I don't know how much he really goes for. I'm not really sure how many people really like a mono insect playstyle, especially with green-black, but to each their own. That's why I'm willing to get rid of him. Knightly Valor. Ooh, that's kind of cool with the Final Fantasy card that came out. Master Splicer. Let's see. Illusory Ambusher. Flash, whenever it is dealt damage, draw that many cards. Interesting. A Venomancer. When it enters battlefield, sacrifice 10 unless you return 3 basic land to control to the owner's hand. Okay, interesting. Ooh, I forget where this set was. Wall of Corpses, though, is interesting. I've seen the actual card from the set. Skeletal Worm. Punishing Fire. Searing Blaze. Oh wow, I'm getting a lot of fire damage ones. This might be fun for my spell center. Blossoming Defense. From Kaladesh, actually. My first set. Well, no. Was it? I think I started with the pre-release of Kaladesh, but then I just was looking for boxes after. So I'm pretty sure I actually committed and went for Eldritch Moon after. So I would say Kaladesh was my first, in theory. Sky Shroud Claim. Worn Power Stone again. Okay. Bone Crusher Giant. Where? Once upon a time, if this first spell you cast this game, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. You may look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them, put them into your hand, put the rest at the bottom of the library in a random order. Interesting. And then Ball Lightning again. So. Madlands. When it enters the battlefield tapped. Black or red, mana 0. If you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, pay for madness cost, put it into your graveyard. You may play a land during this turn, and only if you have an available land play remaining. Interesting. Art on that is hilarious. Only makes me wonder what they would have done if it was like a legit card for Madlands. Would they actually have kept like the face, the angry face on him? Not a bad one. Actually, could have been a lot better, but I mean, I'm just getting. Somehow I'm already getting the repeats. I'm already getting 2 Ball Lightnings and 2 Fluster Storms, which isn't ideal. There's a lot more that can come from the Mystery Booster, and I'd really prefer if I can get, like, Soul Rings, Arcane Signets, Lightning Greaves, and whatnot. Those are just good things I'd want. Clarion Spirit. That is from... not Kaladesh. Kaldheim. Porcelain Legionnaire. Tendril Drake. Offer You Can't Refuse. Huge one. Huge counterspell. That is actually very, very, very helpful. Throw Parasite. Marsh Flitter. Sarkhan's Whelp. Of course, at 2019. Empty the Warrens. Basically good for the mono goblin decks. Fey Offering. At the beginning of each end step, if you cast a creature spell and a non-creature spell, create a clue token, food token, and a treasure token. Masked Vandal from Kaldheim as well. Rimewood Falls, green or blue, enters battlefield tapped, snow-covered land. That's cool. I'm gonna put that to the side. Nice. I actually do like the snow-covered lands and such, so that's always cool. Shu Yun, Silent Tempest, Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay red or white. If you do, target creature gains double strike till end of turn. Cool. Teferi Time Traveler. Ooh, who are you? Legendary Planeswalker. So, first of all, Snaring Bridge, creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can't attack. Interesting. So that's gonna go over to the side over here. Let me read that Teferi, because that is kind of nuts. Okay. Blue-white. Each opponent can cast spells only at a time they could cast a sorcery. So 0 counter spells are available. +1 until your next turn. You may cast sorcery spells as if they had flash. -3, return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand. Draw a card. Cool. That is actually kind of sick. White border does help as well. Then, Many Deeds of Bezenlock. Enchantment Saga. 1 target saga hand from a graveyard. Copy its Chapter 1 ability. Exile 1 saga card. Copy its Chapter 2 ability. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I don't know why they didn't do that one as a saga. Oh, it's 1 black, 1 colorless. That's powerful. Never mind. It's actually really funny. I actually thought that one actually seems like it could be a good card too. Like, I get their test cards, but that actually would make sense as a card. I actually would be content with that being in a set until I face it and it just beats me. Alright. Golden Mirror Harrier. Archon of Absolution. Flash of Insight from Judgment, I think is the set name. Exhaustion. Death Greeter. Terror from set 10. Okay. Furious Rise. At the beginning of your end step, you control creature with power 4 or greater. Exile the top card of your library. You may play that one. Exile another card with it. Ardent Elementalist from Midnight Hunt. Odyssey Diligent Farmhand. Elven Bow. Looks like you're from Kaldheim. Green, so that's interesting. Signal Pest. Liliana Death Mage. Ooh! Core set 2021. Return up to 1 target creature card from graveyard to your hand. Destroy target creature. Control loses 2 life. Target opponent loses 2 life for each creature. That is crazy. Yeah, you are gonna go into the Mythics. I am always happy finding a main character. Okay, Rite of Flame. Add X for each right. Okay. Sorry. Literally have never found a Lotus Petal before. Holy shit. Okay. Sorry, caught me off guard for a moment there. That was actually that was not what I was expecting. Rite of Flame, you can go away. I don't think I'm ever going to use you because I play Commander. And then Indicate. Target... No. Sorcery. It's just 0 cost. Target permanent. You, said Soren. That is funny. Okay. Sorry, that's like the best test card that I've found so far. Crazy, crazy card though to get a Lotus Petal from. Never used you before. That is nuts. We'll happily use that at some point. crazy. What the hell? Sorry, that was also a common out of this mystery booster, so that probably doesn't mean anything, but it's just cool finding one. Swift Justice. Okay. Sir Alan the Lion Claw. Alright. That was from, I believe, Lost Cabins as well. No, not from the Commander, but Tezzer's Gambit. Interesting. It's a blue life one. Draw 2 cards, then proliferate. Oh, interesting. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to find that perfect angle so you guys can see it. Think twice, draw a card, flashback. That's a good one. That's always actually a nice one. Kind of cutthroat, level up, ability, cling to dust, rupture, goblin war driver, muscle sliver. Okay, I don't think I actually have this one, so that one's kind of cool. Offensive side. Squirrel nest. Terramorphic expanse. That is a beautiful terramorphic expanse. Whoa. That's nice. I'll show the infinite. White, red, blue. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast non-creature spells from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, you may cast it, though it had flash. With prowess. Cool. That's pretty sick. Isochron Spectre. Or Scepter. Imprint. Enter the battlefield, may exile an instant card with mana 2 or less. Copy the exiled card. If you do, you may cast it. Okay. Interesting. Urza's Bauble. Okay, look at the card random in target player's hand. You may draw a card and see it next to it. Cool. Alright, that's not bad. Urza's Bauble is pretty cool. I'll always be happy with an artifact, I'll be honest. Then Tax Taker, Rat Advisor. When an opponent pays a tax from a spell or permanent you control, create a number of treasure tokens equal to the mana they paid. Oh, so like this happens each time a spell you control like causes an opponent to pay extra mana. Mana type, Esper, Sentinel, Ghostly Prison. Makes sense. That's a cool one. I actually think that's a pretty nice one. That'd be stupid. But you could easily just get maximum amount of mana with that, so. And they're treasure tokens, so it doesn't matter. It's never gonna, like, fade, so actually is, like, a major tax. Okay. Starting off with Devout Witness. Veteran Armorer. Other creatures you get 0/1. Dissipate, counter target spell, or exile the spell. That's cool. Interrupt as well. When it was called Interrupt, that was from whoever has the palm tree. Wall of Tears, Dark Triumph, Feral Shadow again. I remember seeing you. Asgard Cavalry from Kaldheim, Rites of Initiation, Trumpeting Herd, Werebear from Odyssey, Ancient Lumberknot. I saw you from Crimson Vow. Wake Thrasher, you are from a set I do not know. I actually do not know that set symbol. Whenever permanent you control becomes untapped, Wake Thrasher gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Interesting. Okay, put you to the side. Limdul's Vault, Oath of Druids. You're a mythic. What do you do? Beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses target. That player chooses target player who controls more creatures than they do in their and is their opponent. First player may reveal cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card onto the battlefield, and all of their cards revealed this way into their graveyard. Weird as shit, I have to say, but that's interesting. But it's a legit card, it's a mythic, that's pretty cool. No complaints. And the playtest card is Everybody at Tea Time. I like the art more than anything on these cards, honestly. Most of the time the effects can be like kind of negatable. Honestly, like they don't really do much half the time, but if I'm being honest, like the drawings are what make them for me. I love how like the stick figure drawings on all of them. Alright. So that was a Future Sight one. Was a mythic. It was not the Urza, unfortunately. That was actually a lot closer to it than anything we've gotten though, so. We have Abolish, Moonblessed Cleric, Voyager Drake. Set Adrift from Khans of Tarkir. Primeval Shambler. Raised Dead. I got one of you already, but I don't think it was from the same set. Exuberant Fuseling? Yeah, Fuseling. Footfall Crater. Scragnoth. Venomspout Brachus. Gruul Warchant, got one of you already. Horia of the... Wait, what? I got one of you already. Wait, you're a different Ihoria. You are... Or Jahoria. You are Mythic Blue-Red. Exile non-land card from your hand. Put 4 times counters on the exiled card. If it doesn't have Suspend, it gains Suspend. Basically, you remove the time counters, you pay it without using its mana. That's stupid. That's so stupid. What? You just get the card for 2 colorless after 4 turns. Mystic Sanctuary. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other islands. When it enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target instant sorcery from your graveyard onto the top of the library. Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, that's cool. I like those. Always good to get another artifact. Jeskai Baller. When you cast spell, put a 1/1 athlete creature token with rebound. It's funny. The picture of just having a Jeskai Baller is so stupid. I never thought that was something I needed in my life. Timur War Chief is just going, holy shit, the Jeskai's balling! What do we do? Alright. Hope and Glory. Warrior Encore, got one of you already. Rescind. Bring it to the owner's hand with cycling. Interesting. Tolarian Terror. Raven's Cry. Brood of Cockroaches. Gross. Outmaneuver. Mercadia's Downfall. Oh, from Masks of Mercadia, so that's interesting. Sheltering Word. Return to Nature. Cavern Harpy. Ooh, you blue-black. When that comes into play, return a blue-black creature controlled to its owner's hand. Play 1 life, return to its owner's hand. Interesting. Oh! Whoa! This is what I was actually considering getting literally yesterday.